right. Good Saturday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Joseph Peterson, and we have a lot of weather to go on and talk about as we move over into tonight. But as you can see by the title right now, this heat wave just refuses to let up. Again, this heat wave just refuses to let up, and it will continue to be strong and dangerous heat for us as we move into next week. That's the main topic for tonight. Back on topic here with the heat. Yesterday was about severe weather, just to give us a little bit of a break, but we're back on the heat topic for tonight. What's on tap for tonight? What are we actually going to go in and talk about? Well, hot and humid conditions persist into the middle of next week. Isolated scattered to strong severe thunderstorms possible as we move over into this evening. Hottest conditions expected Monday and Tuesday with potential record warmth, and a ridge begins to weaken mid to late week, meaning that the warm air, the hot air that we are receiving, will finally start to die down later on. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the tropics as well, seeing what we have there, the severe weather, the thunderstorm activity, all of that we're going to go in and get in and talk about. So let's go on real quick. And first off, I apologize if you hear any sort of thunder activity right now. It's not thunderstorming at my house currently, but it's, there's a lot of storms kind of like in the area right now. It's raining a little bit, but a lot of thunderstorms in the area around my house right now. So adds a little bit to the atmosphere. Also, if you've not hit the like button yet or the subscribe button yet, please go in and do so and hit the share button. Share with your friends, your family members, your acquaintances, people that you don't talk to regularly, because it's free. It's free. It's free. Starting off, what is currently going on? Well, we do have some rainfall activity from pretty much every portion of the state. The Midlands and parts of the southern upstate receiving some shower activity. Newbury, Silver Street going down towards 96, Prosperity, and we have some rainfall activity near Little Mountain. Those areas receiving some rainfall activity. And then if you move all the way over here into the west of Bennettsville going towards McBee, we have a thunderstorm over here. And then down here in the Tri-County area, Somerville going into Goose Creek, Hanahan, North Charleston, and then also moving into some of these other areas near Delmer Crossroads, Burnt Church Crossroads, Jacksonboro, down over into Ashpoo, South Carolina. These areas have a special weather statement for 50 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts, so areas west of North Charleston and Charleston, 50 to 55 miles per hour. That expires in about 43 minutes as a long and strong line of shower and storm activity is getting going. That again is producing 45 to 55 mile per hour winds, if not even 50 to 55. So what's going on right now in terms of the entire U.S.? Well, we do see some rainfall activity going on over in Georgia, Florida, even going on into Kentucky. We have some severe weather going on. Ohio, we have a tornado warning inside of Ohio right now. And then some more storm activity from Iowa into portions of Kansas and Missouri. We also do see some more severe weather down here inside of southeastern Colorado. New Mexico receiving a good amount of shower and storm activity. California as well. And then Idaho, Oregon, and Montana all receiving shower, storm, and severe weather. Now, what about cloud cover? We're seeing a good amount of cloud cover, rather it be from the upstate to the low country to the Grand Strand. We're seeing a bunch of cloud cover as we move over into tonight. And, that obviously just has to do with the amount of storms that we're seeing throughout the state. We look at that cloud cover for the future. You push this over into tonight, and then as we go over into tomorrow morning, cloud cover activity does seem to try to go in and let off as we move more into the morning hours tomorrow. But then as we move into tomorrow afternoon, going into tomorrow evening, cloud cover activity starts to kind of get back up to where it kind of is now. Back to being cloudy, back to being mostly cloudy for most of us. You move all the way into Sunday night, going into Monday morning, and cloud cover activity again goes away as we go into the morning hours on Monday. But I can guarantee you that Monday evening, Monday afternoon, somewhere around that time frame, cloud cover will get back to its normal self in normal form. Now, what about for our current temperatures? We're talking about 82 in Somerville, 85 Beaufort and Hilton Head Island, 84 Charleston and Georgetown, even around 83 in Myrtle Beach and Conway, 83 Orangeburg and 84 in Columbia, 85 Hartsville and 84 in Lancaster, 86 Union and 83 inside of Greenville, 84 in Spartanburg, 81 Gaffney, 85 inside of Clemson. Then what about for our air quality as we move over into tonight? It does look like that the majority of us is staying inside of that good category, but moderate category is out for a lot of us. Moderate air quality for tonight. What that moderate air quality means is it's not too good, but also not too bad either. So we're kind of in the middle there. Includes areas like Florence going down over into Sumter, Charleston, North Charleston, and that Tri-County area moving into more western areas of the low country. And then Spartanburg's included in there going into like Lexington areas, all inside of this yellow area. So if you are inside of the yellow area for air quality, please make sure that you are paying attention for that as you move over into tonight here, and make sure it doesn't get too bad. Low temperatures for tonight: 75 in Greenville, 74 Spartanburg, 74 Newberry, even 77 in Columbia, 76 in Moncks Corner, and 79 from Charleston to Hilton Head Island, 76 in Georgetown, and 79 inside of Myrtle Beach. And so what we're seeing here is we're not seeing too much in terms of relief. You're going to see those temperatures stay inside of the 70s for most of us as we move over into pretty much the next night going into tomorrow, and just the next couple of nights in general. We're not going to get too much relief during the nighttime hours. And then high temperatures for tomorrow. We're talking about 96 in Greenville, 95 Spartanburg, 97 in Columbia, 94 Charleston, 92 Georgetown, even around 90 in Myrtle Beach, 94 Hilton Head Island, and 96 in Aiken. Again, starting to see those temperatures get up higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Now, heat index values, this is where things start to get a little bit more interesting and just a little bit more concerning. Because you can see that the low country, 110 in Moncks Corner, 109 in Walterboro, 112 in Charleston, it's going to be hot there tomorrow. This is, again, tomorrow's heat index values. It's going to be hot. But then you may see 109 in Columbia, 106 in Sumter, 106 in Kingstree, even around Georgetown as well. And in the upstate, to where it's supposed to be the coolest, quote unquote, you see around 105 in Greenville, 104 Spartanburg, 103 also inside of Lawrence. So it's not going to be too cold tomorrow. It's not going to be too cool tomorrow, I should say. And if you are inside of the state of South Carolina right now currently, and you are going to be here for tomorrow, it's going to be hot no matter where you are. No matter where you are. It's going to be progressively hotter the more into the low country that you go to. Now, what about in terms of rainfall over the next 24 hours? Because I can tell you that if you do get rainfall tomorrow, especially for when it's the hottest portion of the day, things could cool down. Things could definitely cool down as you move over into tomorrow. And so you see in terms of totals, without including thunderstorms or flash flooding, maybe 1/100 of an inch to 1/10 of an inch in areas like Greenville, Winsboro, Columbia, Orangeburg, Moncks Corner, Charleston, Georgetown, all these areas, 1/100 of an inch to 1/10 of an inch. And then some areas like Florence, Sumter, Kingstree, Walterboro, Hilton Head Island may see 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch. And some areas may even see 1/4 of an inch all the way up to an inch of rainfall without thunderstorm activity. So overall, most of us could definitely see some rainfall for tomorrow. Now, as we go into portions of the upstate, you can see some areas may not, and that's a possibility. Some of us may not see rainfall over the next 24 hours. That's a huge possibility, and I bet I like almost in 100% guaranteed level that somebody will not receive rainfall over the next 24 hours. Will it be anybody here? Maybe, maybe not, but somebody will not see rainfall over the next 24 hours. And so who will it be? Like I said, I don't know. Only time will tell. Now, in terms of the crazy score, if you have no idea what the crazy score is, it is a score that we see how active our conditions are. And right now we're at a 36 moderate weather intensity statewide, special weather statements, a couple of those going on. We have a flood advisory as well over there inside of Berkeley County. That includes Goose Creek, Mount Holly, up into Sangaree, and College Park. So those areas right now has a flood advisory that goes on for the next 36 minutes here. That's because there was around 2.5 to 3.5 inches of rainfall that fell in that area. So a good amount of rainfall falling over there in Berkeley County. And just the conditions in general and the couple of alerts that we do have, because there are still a couple of heat advisories that are put into effect right now currently. So heat advisories going on, and then just overall shower and storm activity going on throughout the state. Now for the SPC outlook, marginal risk of severe weather is still in effect. Isolated damaging wind gusts of up to 60 miles per hour is still possible with the storm. Like, for example, we have a storm right now going throughout southern Dorchester County, going into northern Charleston County and eastern Colleton County. That's producing wind gusts of up to 50 to 55 miles per hour. There is definitely a possibility that there could be a wind gust in there of up to 60 miles per hour. It's possible. It definitely is possible. So I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked one bit if there was a wind gust in there of up to around 60 miles per hour. And that's the reason why we have that green area of isolated damaging winds of up to 60 miles per hour. Now for tomorrow, no severe weather is expected. Again, no severe weather. Thunderstorm activity is possible. And, as I always say during the summertime, you never can rule out an isolated severe thunderstorm warning. So do not be shocked. And then on Monday, isolated severe storms are possible up there inside of the upstate and the northern PD areas. So we are seeing an increase in terms of severe weather, especially as you move even into next week. Now, in terms of excessive rainfall, we do have a risk of isolated flash flooding for tonight, and we are seeing flood advisories going on right now. So there is some flooding going on. Maybe not flash flooding right now, but we are definitely seeing a bunch in terms of flooding right now. Tomorrow, no flash flooding is expected, but Monday comes in and it gets very, 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 very close to the upstate, but not quite there for Monday. What about Tuesday? Tuesday comes in, we're looking good. Wednesday comes in, we're looking good. So really, we only have to deal with tonight. And once we're done with tonight, we may be done with flash flooding on a forecast scale over here in the state of South Carolina. As I always say, though, it's summertime, so you never know. Could see a flood advisory peek in here and there just because those summer storms are no joke. Obviously, the worst type of thunderstorms that could produce the most amount of damage and could produce the most amount of flooding. So never rule anything out when a thunderstorm gets going near your area. Always be prepared. So let's go on now and take a look at the models. Time is at the bottom part of your screen. Please make sure that you pay attention to that, as that is very, 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 very important to go on and take a look at. We're going to start off here at around 8 o'clock p.m. And just as we go on and push this forward, one thing you notice as we move forward into around 9, 10, 11 o'clock p.m., those shower and storms start to kind of fade away. And as we get more into around the 2 to 3 a.m. time frame, all of that shower and storm activity is gone and out of our hair. We get over into Sunday morning now, and again, we're looking nice. Even as we get into noon tomorrow, things are looking very good. We move over into Sunday afternoon, though, and what do you see? More shower, more storm activity starting to form as we get into the afternoon from areas of the Low Country to the Grand Strand to the Upstate to the PD. Doesn't matter. There is some sort of thunderstorm development moving in. Now, in terms of later on into the evening hours, going into the nighttime hours, shower and storm activity continues to try and move its way down towards the south and east, almost like a rotating fashion as we move over into tomorrow evening. And then tomorrow night going into Monday morning comes along, and that shower and storm activity goes away, and it repeats itself once again with more shower and storm activity potentially moving into Monday. So the same summer pattern that I've been talking about for the past couple of days is still going on, to where we see nothing really in the morning time, but then we get into the afternoon, showers and storms start to form. The evening, they get pretty bad for a couple of spots. And then as we get over into the more, honestly, I'd say nighttime hours to around 12 o'clock in the morning, things start to calm down, fade out. And then getting back in the morning hours, everything's calm, nice and dry. So another, reminder here that if you want to get something done in terms of yard work or just in terms of, just anything outside in general, definitely would try to get it done in the morning time, because the evening time, good chance that it could be raining or storming. Now, what about in terms of the long-term future? We're going to start off here at the 48-hour mark right here for Monday. And just as we push this forward all the way through into around Tuesday morning here, Tuesday morning comes in again, nothing too bad. We get into Tuesday evening, though, showers and storms start to get going, and a low-pressure system is there. But as we get into around Wednesday, getting into Thursday and Friday, we see another low-pressure system trying to get going, moving on towards the end parts of the week. And we could actually see a cold front move in as we move into later on next week. So that is something to keep an eye on. Something to keep an eye on, because this is what I mean, which if we go back to the what's on tap screen, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Ridge begins to weaken mid to late week, bringing slightly cooler temperatures. So what do I mean by when I say a ridge coming in? Well, for example, if we go in and take a look at the GFS and look up into the geopotential height here, which pretty much means the upper atmosphere in terms of pressure, you can see we have this huge red area over us right now. This is what's causing us, which let me first off make this bigger and make it a different color. This right here is what's causing us to receive all of this nice, hot conditions right now for the most part, but it is still summertime, so, we're still going to have storm activity kind of getting going, but still, we're seeing nothing right now in terms of any sort of major storm systems trying to move their way through. And this stays with us all the way through tomorrow. We get into Monday, and Tuesday comes in. And you see that the ridge starts to break down. Remember I said the ridge starts to break down midweek? And look at this. The ridge starts to almost shift its way over into the west and starts to weaken for us over here inside of the east. Now, as you move it further along, there goes another system that we have to watch out for. This is the 20th here, so on Thursday. And as we push it forward even more, you see that divot that's starting to get going over here. That is, and then we have the low pressure up here. This is the potential storm system that we're gonna have to watch for that could produce a cold front and could bring our temperatures down. Could definitely bring our temperatures down and bring us some more excessive rainfall, maybe some severe weather as well as we move into later on next week. So that's what we're watching for. And let me see. I don't know. Is this it? Yes, this is it right here. So again, you can kind of see it on a better, more clear scale here, to where the oranges are the more nicer, more warmer weather. But then as we move later on towards the 19th and the 20th, we have a big blob of cooler air trying to move its way over into the eastern parts, and that could potentially produce, again, severe weather, could produce excessive rainfall for areas down here towards the south. And, if you want to see it for actual rainfall itself, well, here it is. Here it is right here. So, it doesn't really look like a whole bunch in terms of the widespread scale, but I definitely see a lot going on inside the southeast. And we just saw a lot going on over here on the other model here that we were just looking at. Here it is right here on 8 p.m. on Friday. So that pushes through, brings in a lot of shower activity, a lot of storm activity as well. And we're still going to have to refine the time. Got to continue to look and see what happens, see if it's even going to occur on Friday. Maybe it occurs on Thursday. Maybe it occurs on Saturday. We don't know right now exactly the exact time frame, but something is going to happen next week in about like the next 6 days or so. 6 to 8 days or so. And what will it be? We're not the only time will tell, like as I always say. We move over past Saturday going into Sunday, and another bit of rainy conditions start to move in. We get into the week after next week, going into Monday and Tuesday, and things don't look bad. I mean, honestly, we're looking pretty good. But then as we move towards Thursday and Friday, going in towards like August the 28th, the 29th, rainfall activity is kind of just going from here to there, not really producing too much. And then once we get around 300 plus hours out, things start to kind of change. So I can't really say too much past 300 hours because just way too far out. But if we go in and take a look and see how much rainfall we could potentially receive over the next 384 hours, you see maybe around an inch and a half to maybe even close to 2.5 inches, if not more. Maybe even close to 3 inches of rainfall over the next 400 hours or so. So, I mean, that is a pretty big jump. I mean, to go from almost close to 1 inch of rainfall all the way to around 2.5 to maybe even close to 3 inches of rainfall as we move in the next 384 hours. So please make sure that you know that this is just an average. This is not an actual forecast. This is an average of long-term models put together, and it's not going to be 100% accurate. This is not going to be 100% accurate at all. This is just kind of like an example of what potentially could happen. But one thing that this average doesn't really take too much, into account is the risk of flash flooding, is the risk of thunderstorm activity. So that's what we're kind of have to factor in as we go along. And then in terms of the European model, the European continues to be the lesser side of things, but it did kind of max out a little bit, close to 2.5, 3 inches of rainfall over here for the eastern parts of the state. So things are starting to get a little bit better. But over here in the upstate continues to show maybe an inch of rainfall, if not less than that. So if you're in the upstate and you want to see more rainfall than this, you probably should be hoping and banking on those storms that could potentially produce some flash flooding, so those isolated to maybe even scattered storms that could produce torrential downpours, that could produce a lot of rainfall for your area. So this doesn't happen. Now, precipitation, all of that, it's good. But what is one thing that we still have not touched on yet? Temperatures for the long term. So we're already starting here, and this is Monday. We're already around 20 degrees above average in some spots, just already. Pushing this all the way into 5 p.m. on Monday. We are 20 degrees above average, if not even more, in some spots. So that's just what we're kind of expecting there. And then Tuesday as well. Tuesday, we have some spots to where we're near 22, 23, 24 degrees above average in the Tuesday. And so that's why on the What's on Tap screen, I said hottest conditions are expected Monday and Tuesday with the potential for record potential warmth here. Potential for record warmth as we move into Monday and Tuesday. That's why. That is exactly why. But what happens if we go past those days? Well, if we go in and take a look real quick, we're going to move into Wednesday. Wednesday comes along, still looking pretty hot, around 15 to 20 degrees above average. Thursday comes in, still the same thing. And then Friday comes in. And Friday, a little change starts to happen. Maybe not during the 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m. time frame or so. But as we move into the nighttime hours, a cold front, there goes the cold front that we were just talking about, moves in, and it pushes all of that warm air out. And things are cooler, maybe not completely cooler, but it's not like triple digits heat, like we have been seeing in terms of actual temperatures here. And so next weekend looks a lot better, just looks a whole lot better. But what happens if we get past next weekend into the week after? Well, it looks like as we move into around the last week of August here, that warmer air does try to come back. And some cooler air also tries to come back as well and try to push it out again. So if you are not a fan of this warmer air, just wait about another week or so. You have to get through about another week. And then after that, I think that some cooler air is going to try and move in and, maybe not completely get rid of the summer, the summertime pattern or just the summertime spirit in general, just because, that usually happens as we move our way more into probably September, most likely. But for the most part, summer's not going to be done. And I can show you why if we go in and take a look at the actual temperatures here. We move into Monday. We know what Monday is going to look like up in the triple digits. Tuesday, triple digits. Wednesday, potential for triple digits. Thursday, still that potential. But as we move going into Friday onward, here's Saturday. Saturday, we're in the low 90s to maybe high 80s. I know, still warm. Still very warm, but at least we're seeing 90 degrees at, 5 o'clock rather than 90 degrees at 11 o'clock in the morning. Then as we move over into Sunday, going over into Monday of, not next week, but the week after, see, we get back up into the higher 90s or so, which is why I say summer is not done completely. But then as we move later on into the last couple of days of August, things start to kind of change up a little bit, but still hot regardless. And then if we go in and take a look and see what's going on in terms of temperatures past around 200 hours or so, just to kind of just get a feel on the pattern, just to get a feel of the averages here as we move towards the end of the month, it does have, the GEFS here kind of has us going up in terms of temperatures as we move later on, but as we get into the end portion of August, things start to kind of drop down there. So could we see, temperatures finally start to drop for good going into late portion of August? Only time will tell. But for right now, 80s, still pretty hot. Still pretty hot regardless. And also, as I say, this is just an average. This is not a full 100% forecast here. And then I think that is about all, really. Let me check. Oh, one more thing. not the CFS. I want to take a look at the GFS real quick and show you what the actual heat index values look like. We're going to start off over here going into Monday. Monday, I mean, it's going to be hot all the way to around the 110 plus territory. We go into Tuesday here, again, 110 degrees plus. Wednesday comes into effect, and we're still past like 108, past 110 on that Thursday, and then Friday is going to be even hot as well. But then as we move into Saturday, you know, it may feel like the low 100s, but not, you know, like the higher 100s. So not the higher 100s. And that's the heat index values kind of taken care of. In terms of the tropics is done. You know, we had two areas that we were really watching for kind of like about a week ago or so. And then just as we moved later on into the week, the confidence just went down and it died off pretty quickly. And we had an 80% chance of formation, and I think we had a 50 to a 60% chance of formation for two of those systems, and both of them died due to upper level winds in the atmosphere, due to, you know, the severe weather and the flash flooding threats that we're seeing over here inside of the U.S. So, due to all of this weather that we're receiving over here, that kind of deterred the tropics off. And so, no tropical cyclone activity is expected during the next 7 days. Fantastic, and honestly, this is just showing that the tropics is not yet done, but for right now, we can know that there is nothing that we have to watch for right now. So, that's what I have to say there in terms of that update. Not too much. No earthquakes were reported today. Yes, no earthquakes were reported today, so we're good there. And so let's go on real quick and talk with the audience. Pretty short audience tonight, not too many, but we're going to go in and read it anyway. We're going to start off here with my Aunt Lula, who was here first. She says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Today's high in Georgetown was 96. Currently it's 78. Got up at 6:30 to mow the lawn to beat the heat. Later on, about 4 p.m., we had a pretty bad thunderstorm. Yes, I did see that Georgetown was put under a severe thunderstorm warning earlier this evening. Did see that. And it was actually kind of interesting because as soon as I logged on to kind of just scroll, see what was going on, and see what people were talking about, I got that alert that popped up. So, was interesting to go in and see that as soon as I got on. But for the most part, I think it was a severe thunderstorm warning with 60-mile-per-hour winds that went through that area. That storm did go through, I know the Conway areas a little bit earlier, did go through the Loris areas a little bit earlier as well. So if there is anybody in those areas either that wants to let us know what happened as well, or if anything happened inside the Georgetown area, do let us know. We did get about 0.31 inches of rain, or I'm assuming that's what you mean. And then before the thunderstorm cover was around 74%. Trail says, greetings everyone, greetings to you. And then Mr. Michael says, remember the residents of Hawaii, there is a hurricane strike on the big island of Hawaii. Stay cool and hydrated during this spell of hot weather. Absolutely. We will talk about that hurricane as we move into the entire U.S. portion of where we're talking about the weather news for the entire U.S. here. And so we're going to go on and get to that in just a moment. But before we get to that, top fan question of the night for tonight. Top fan question of the night for tonight. Let's see what I want to go in and ask. You may be asking, what in the world is that? What's this top fan question that you're talking about? Well, it's a question that I ask almost every night, because sometimes I change it up, but almost every night, mostly every night, to see who is paying attention. And whoever gets the question correct first will win the top fan of the night for tonight. So, just, trying to see what question I potentially could go on and ask. What question I could go on and ask. And honestly, I'm going to ask a pretty simple one here that I think that anybody here can get. If you know your cities and towns inside of South Carolina, and if you are paying attention for the heat index values, because the question for tonight is, what was the location on the map for the heat index values that was the highest? Again, what value on the map earlier on in the stream was the highest for heat index values? Whoever gets that correct, you will you will win top fan of the night for tonight. Again, the question is, what was the highest heat index value that we saw on the map earlier for when we were going over that forecast for tomorrow? If again, it's a location, not like Low Country, not like PD, Midlands, Upstate. It's an actual city or town like Columbia or like Greenville or like Spartanburg or Rock Hill. Those types of areas and that type of terminology there. But that's pretty much all I have to say here. Let's go on real quick and talk about the 4 areas. You may be asking, 4 areas, what am I talking about? I'm talking about San Antonio, Texas, Raleigh, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as well as Duncan, Oklahoma. If you are a part of South Carolina and you do depart here, hopefully you have a great night. And then also remember to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the share button before you leave, please. If you are new, especially. But the reason why we talk about these 4 areas, because we have people from these areas who tune in almost nightly, and because they tune in almost nightly, we're going to give them their forecast for them. Starting off with San Antonio first, we have low temperatures tonight at 76, high temperatures for tomorrow at 99, low temperatures tomorrow night at 76 as well. No precipitation tonight or tomorrow, but for the risk of severe weather and excessive rainfall, nothing is expected. No precipitation is expected. It's going to just continue to be hot and dry for you over the next 7 days. As I do apologize, as I know you want the rainfall and you need the rainfall, you're not going to see it. You're not going to see it right now. Not going to see it. Then for Raleigh, North Carolina, you have low temperatures tonight at 74, high temperatures for tomorrow at 92, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 76. You could see some patchy fog tonight and tomorrow morning. So make sure that if you're out early or late tonight, make sure that you have them your low beam lights turned on, and make sure that you are paying attention, being vigilant of other drivers as well that may not have their headlights on. The drivers that sit there when it's not raining outside or when it is raining outside and they don't have their headlights on. Watch out for those types of drivers. And then for your precipitation chance, you have a slight chance of thunderstorms tonight and then a chance tomorrow and tomorrow night as well. Now, what about as you move over into your future? Overall, Monday, Wednesday, and even going into around Tuesday night, looks pretty dry. But as you get into around Thursday onward, things start to get a little bit more active. For you. Now, what about for severe weather? For excessive rainfall, you do actually have a risk of some isolated damaging winds of up to 60 miles per hour tonight. And then tomorrow, it looks like that you are looking pretty good as well. I don't see a risk for tomorrow. You are kind of close to one, but technically you're not in that specific area for tomorrow. They probably will expand it though, so I'm going to say right now that you probably do have a risk of some isolated damaging winds of up to 60 miles per hour. And then on Monday, another risk of isolated severe storms going into Monday there. So please make sure that you're paying attention there for your risk of severe weather for the next 3 days. And then for excessive rainfall, you do have a risk of excessive rainfall for tonight, maybe tomorrow. And then for the next couple of days, you're good there as well. Let's see. I see an answer inside the chat, and it is the correct answer. My Aunt Lewis says Charleston 112. That is the correct answer. So let's go ahead and give you a round of applause. And congratulations to you for going on and winning the top fan of the night for tonight. But let's go on and talk about Philadelphia real quick, and we'll go over honorable mentions. Low temperatures tonight at 70, high temperatures for tomorrow at 83, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 70 as well. No precipitation tonight, but showers are expected tomorrow. Showers, again, are expected tomorrow. You have no risk of severe weather, and then for excessive rainfall, you do have a risk for tomorrow. Slight risk of excessive rainfall, so that's scattered flash flooding that is possible tomorrow. And then finally, for Duncan, Oklahoma, you have low temperatures tonight at 77, high temperatures for tomorrow at 104, low temperatures tomorrow night at 74 as well. No precipitation tonight or tomorrow. And then for your future, in terms of rainfall, just in general, not being with you in general, you're going to continue to stay on the dry train as you move all the way through into the next 7 days. And in fact, it's going to be very hot. I mean, on Wednesday, for example, you have a high temperature of 107 degrees on Wednesday. So that is, not even including heat index values. That's not even including heat index values. It will be hot, absolutely boiling hot as you get into Wednesday over there in Duncan. And then that's pretty much all I have to say there in terms of these 4 areas. So we're going to go on real quick and see what's going on in terms of the entire U.S. weather news-wise. Hurricane Lala is out there in the Pacific. Is expected to impact Hawaii this weekend. Heavy rainfall, strong winds, dangerous surf, localized flooding are expected. Heavy rain and flash flooding concerns as well for the mid-Mississippi Valley and the Ohio Valley into the central Appalachians as well. And then the threat will shift over into the mid-Atlantic later on this weekend. Record heat does continue for areas of the southern Midwest going over into the mid-Mississippi Valley and then into the south central U.S. and the southeast. So we have record heat down over here. They're also getting some heat down there in the southwestern parts of the U.S. and the parts of the Arizona and southeastern California. And then severe weather. Severe weather also is going on for a couple of areas like tonight. Tomorrow there's a risk of severe weather over there for areas like Virginia, West Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, from Missouri over into D.C. and into Pennsylvania. Also into areas of South Dakota down to the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma. And then another risk of severe weather that goes on for Nebraska going into the Dakotas, Minnesota, Kansas, through Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, Tennessee, and Virginia. So that's for day 3 Monday. And that's what we're looking at here for the entire U.S. here from a weather scale. If you do know anybody inside of Hawaii, though, or if you happen to, I know maybe not the most popular here, but if you somehow do, or if somebody here knows somebody that knows somebody, make sure that they're prepared for this hurricane. 75-mile-per-hour winds, and there is right now, I can't click on it for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, because I don't have the alert pulled up. Let me go in and pull that up real quick. Hurricane and then tropical storm. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, there is hurricane warnings that are in effect, but then there's also some tropical storm warnings as well, because not everybody will receive hurricane force conditions potentially. That's a possibility for sure. But for the most part, a lot of areas will. So again, if you know anybody, definitely do let them know. And that's all that I can see here in terms of the entire U.S. weather news-wise. So again, if you've not hit the like button yet, please go in and do so. We've had around a good 21 people tune in tonight and only 9 likes, so go in and hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button. We're at 823, trying to get to that main goal of 900. And then share with your friends, your family members, your acquaintances, people that you don't talk to regularly, because it's free, and it always will be. I will be back tomorrow morning with your Sunday morning forecast update. Also tomorrow evening, it is time for the week forecast update of August the 16th going into August the 22nd. That is tomorrow evening's forecast. Make sure that you're there for that, and we will be covering that. Hit those 2 buttons before you leave if you are new, and I will be back tomorrow for that. Oh, and also, my Aunt Lula did send in a picture. I'm going to put that up in like the next couple of seconds as well for the people on the stream.
Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. I love the way you walk, and I love the way you talk. When you walk that walk, and you talk that talk. You knocks me out off of my feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. How, 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 how. How, 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 how. Hey, hey. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. I love the way you walk. I love the way you talk. When you walk that walk and talk that talk. You knocks me out off my feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang.
Boom, 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 boom. Gonna shoot you right down off of your feet. How, 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 how.
Hey. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. I love the way you walk, and I love the way you talk. When you walk that walk, and you talk that talk. You knocks me out off of my feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. How, 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 how. How, 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 how. Hey, hey. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang. Bang, 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 bang. I love the way you walk. I love the way you talk. When you walk that walk and talk that talk. You knocks me out off my feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang.
Boom, 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 boom. Gonna shoot you right down off of your feet. How, 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 how.
Hey.